not already familiar with me, I wanted to go live real quick to dive into these topics in the hopes of blessing you guys, or at the very least help you smile if you're not familiar with who I am, y'all. I am an intuitive YouTuber. I share insights with the hope of blessing you guys, or at the very least help you smile. So shout out to my subscribers. If y'all are not already subscribed, you might want to subscribe because I did post these topics in my community tab a few days ago. And now I have time cut out to come and share them with you. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna make this real short and sweet. So, the last topic that I released from this list was titled "They Could Have Helped You, but They Didn't," and the narrative was a little bit different than what I was expecting because y'all know how God don't think like we do. God does not do things the way we do. Like, it's a song where it talks about how people will retaliate from their enemies, but the Lord be telling us to bless our enemies, and that concept is a little bit confusing to a lot of people. So what I'm going to do as it pertains to these topics is I'm going to get into them, and then after I'm finished with that, I'm going to look at the comments and interact with anybody that may be in the chats. And I may even stop doing that because I realize that when you play the replay, it doesn't show the comments and things like that that I'm responding to and interacting with. So it kind of made me, I don't know. Anyway, so they could have helped you, but they didn't. You have nothing to prove to them. Okay, that was the topic that I dished out or kind of touched on in the last live where I was playing my guitar. I feel like that's kind of simple. Like, whoever you are, you need to understand that you don't have nothing to prove unless you are trying to apply for something that requires documentation and things like that. But as it pertains to social life and random people demanding your energy, demanding explanations and things like that, Holy Spirit wants you to know that you can save your energy, that you have nothing to prove to them, okay? Next I have, you are free to enjoy your life, okay? Some people are having trouble with enjoying the fruits of their labor, and that's okay. Like, it happens. You feel me? But Holy Spirit wants you to know that you are free to enjoy your life. And right now my mind is being drawn to the top that I'm wearing. It's a little baby doll shirt that I got off of Shein, and I wear it all the time. I could definitely be like a cartoon character that wears the same outfit every day if it is like a shirt like this, because I just prefer to wear things that I like and am comfortable in. I don't care if anybody else likes this type. You feel me? So the next topic from this list that I posted a few days ago in the community section, so people subscribed to me were able to see it. It says that 1,000 a day is just $365,000 a year. And the reason why this topic was notated was because when talking to God about finances, because y'all know the Lord will give you the power to get wealth, I was talking to him about how much money I would like to earn in life, right? And I remember the first time I talked to God about this, I was thinking that I wanted to earn $5,000 a week. And I didn't locate any jobs that were able to pay someone like me like that amount of money. So I did research and I saw that companies like the Publishing Clearinghouse was giving winners $5,000 a week, and I just found it so ironic. I went on YouTube. They had a lot of videos of like how they would pull up in the car and get on the flowers to be checked, and I just did research on the process of that and tried to participate. I'm not a gambler. I don't do scratch offs and stuff like that, but when it came to this being a way to do it after doing research and not finding no other way to do it, that's just some energy and effort that I put into, achieving this little goal that, anyway. So, I let off of Publishing Clearinghouse after a couple years because it just wasn't my vibe. It was giving, like a sweet, it just wasn't my vibe. So after that, I was like, okay, $5,000 a week. I really don't even need that amount for my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's $20,000 a month. I was like, maybe $1,000. So the kind of God I serve, he be like, think bigger. Like, he be like, as bigger, right? He be like, believe for bigger, So I just be humble, like, okay, my expenses are like this. Let me just get this amount. And God had me do the math. He was like, how much is $1,000 a year? And I was like, not to think, like, that's not a lot. Like, of course, my God can bless me to earn more than $365,000 a year. you know. And I don't know, that was just the topic. $1,000 a day is just $365,000 a year. And I feel like maybe some of you guys need to hear that there's no limit for God. Like, if you want to be a multimillionaire, you can do that and not have to tell nobody. Like, nobody has to know that you are affluent. No one has to know that you are financially set for life. You feel me? So, um, anyway, so God knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. So don't be surprised. Okay, this is what I wrote down. God knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. Dot, 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 dot. People are going to love and hate you without even knowing you as far as you know, right? So some of you guys are going to be so popular. You are going to be so impactful. You are going to be a blessing to multitudes of people. Stop worrying about local stuff because God is taking you national, right? You're going to encounter people who like you, love you, and some that don't like you, some that hate you, and you're not even going to know these people. You're going to be like, I didn't even know you knew who I was, and you in your feelings about me, okay? You got to remember, like, a lot of us are made in the image of God, and we serve a God who loved us and knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb, right? So before you even know people that... Jesus, I hope you're able to understand what I'm saying. Before you even get awareness of a person, knowing you, like, it's some people that's going to love you, like, without you even knowing. There are going to be some people that don't. Anyway, period. Next topic. Don't depend on a man for anything. I'm just going to tell you how I've been since I was a kid and why. So since I was a kid, I grew up in the country, right? And in the country, it's typical to have a guy, most of the time a lot older than you, who will take care of you, provide for you. A lot of ladies was not getting education. A lot of ladies was working just random mook jobs, you know what I'm saying? But they were still dependent on a man for moral support, emotional support, sexual support, you know, things that we really got to go to God for if we want the best supply of those things, right? So your instruction, male or female, don't depend on a man for anything. I'm just telling you how I've been since I was a kid and why. So whenever someone came to me, someone, a relative close to me was like, yo, you are beautiful, you young, you can get a man that can take care of you. I was like, I can take care of myself. Like, it didn't even compute to me as something that I was able to do or would need to do or want to do. I was rooted in using my talent, my knowledge, and my ability to support myself so that not now man could ever pull a rug up under me and I just be left out. And this was before I have children. Now I have multiple children. So I'm not... It would be nice though. It would be nice though to have someone like dependable. You feel me? So next I have notated, drinking alcohol causes us to forget. I'm telling you this because I love you and I care about you. So as someone who was introduced to alcohol at a young age, it's not something that I would advise anyone to indulge in. Like, my mind automatically goes to this lady who was delivered from alcoholism and got, like, she died or whatever, and she went to hell. And when she came back, she had a story to tell, which was a visual of, you know, the demons, you know, rooting on for her to drink. So in the spirit, she's literally drinking so much that she's like dying, and the demons were still encouraging her to drink. And she said the way they would sounding like a frat party. Y'all know how they be like, drink, 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 drink. Like they was like really pressing her. Now my mind goes to an interview that I was led to speak on previously with J. Cole. He said he didn't have any like real issues, but he was just feeling intuitively led to stop drinking. And whenever he did that, he started noticing, Lord, I'm thinking about a movie, Percy Jackson. I don't know if y'all ever seen that, but it's a scene where when they stopped taking that flower, they was able to perceive how that was being offered it over and over and over again, right? So when it comes to this substance right here, I have notated that it causes us to forget. So there are some things that we need not to forget. There are some things that we need to remember. We need not to be too comfortable with, or else it's gonna be bad. You feel me? Because sometimes drinking will make your heart glad, but sometimes drinking will cause stuff to go bad, right? So God just wants you to be aware, you know? God just wants you to be aware. So next I have notated, you just gotta listen guitar. So some of you guys may be running into a concert, y'all might be running into a jam session or like a song that you never heard before or something. Holy Spirit said you just gotta listen. That's all you gotta do. Just listen. I can honestly say that my dreams have a literal meaning because I've seen so many things that I've dreamed about come true. All right. Y'all need to understand that the same thing applies to most of you. God is going to give you dreams. God is going to communicate and confirm things for you through your dreams at night and your daydreams. Other people's dreams too. Y'all might have a kid come to you like, hey, I had a dream about such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? And it'll confirm something for you. Don't take your dreams too lightly. If you wake up and you remember them and you want to write them down, go ahead and write them down. Like, anyway, is braiding hair addictive? Okay. This is something that I looked into previously. I've done research on the molecular structure of synthetic hair, how it's made, the chemicals and processes that are required in order to make these mass-produced products, specifically connecticut hair and things like that. And I was wondering, is braiding hair addictive? And science shows that it's not, but it can cause like codependency mentally. Like we'll feel like we can't go outside without having it in our hair. We feel like we can't braid our hair without having it added to our hair. So yes, the chemical compounds are not necessarily addictive, but there may be a spirit behind it. Google didn't say it like this, but this is how it's computing to me now. There may be a spirit behind it that causes addiction. There may be a spirit around it that causes our brothers and sisters to feel like we're not pretty or beautiful without it. And that's something that we need to kind of shy away from. We need to, not we need to get used to wearing our natural hair, period. Last but not least that I have notated on this list, and thank you so much for being with me, babe. It says Dove in music like Red Bull. I notated that we love Dove. We love Dove. And I suggested that these people come in like some kind of contract with Dr. Bronner's. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Dr. Bronner's, but they have this wonderful peppermint soap that I absolutely love in combination with Dove soap. I'm not a Red Bull drinker, but I did notice Red Bull showing a lot of support to the hip-hop community, to my favorite part of the music community. They had a platform set up to where we could go and perform and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if they're still doing that. Shout out to Tiny Desk too. Just saw amazing performances on Tiny Desk. Love that platform. But I would like to see Dove in more music stuff, right? I saw their logo on something that was like a live concert. I can't remember. It was a while ago. But I was like, I would really like Dove to be more involved in music. Like, as far as, I guess, hosting platforms and things like that where young artists, even mature artists, can perform like acoustic settings, right? Like Dove is so clean and fresh. I just imagine them doing great things in the music industry if they ever decided to really, really leak up. You know what I'm saying? So I went through all these topics in less than 15 minutes. I thought it was going to take longer than that. Last couple topics list I had, it was like 70 topics, 60 to 70 topics. So this one went by kind of fast. And again, thank you for joining me. Hopefully something about it blessed you at the very least. Help you smile. Now my message is being held for review, and I don't know why. I'm sure you to love you too, Amber. Thank you. I appreciate that. So some of these comments. Patrick Antonia says, hi, if you could be reborn as a white girl, would you take it? If I could be reborn as a white girl? If I could be reborn, ironically, my name means reborn. My name means born again. So if I could be reborn as a white girl, no. No. Because I feel like they have their own share across the board too. Like, they have their own share of struggles. Like, I don't know not one race that I'm like, ooh, I would rather be Jamaican or I would rather be Asian. Like, I feel like we all have some challenges. And other cultures, like, they have their share challenges. So I bring me back as a hippo or like a orca or something. Let me come back as you, Patrick. I don't know. If you could be reborn, would you be a black boy? Well, I don't know if you're black or white. Let me just move on. Are you GYE? I'm not sure what GYE is. It kind of looks like gay if I like squint a little bit. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, and I'm sure you're not even in the chat no more. And it says Messi or Ronald. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Wayne, bro. Come on, tell us, Messi or Ronald. I don't know what you're talking about, Wayne. Then we have Jesus Loves You by Amber. Again, I appreciate that. And hey to you, Ethan. Oh, what's up, Mr. Reed? So let's say I'm getting KFC tonight. My friend had KFC the other day and saved me, but like they insisted I have some before I left, you know, and I appreciated that. I love a person that'll feed me, especially if I ain't ate nothing all day. And they like, you know what, you are not leaving until I make you a plate. You feel me? That's love. God bless that person, you know, but I would not pick KFC on my own unless it's like the only restaurant in the town. You feel me? But that was good. Like on a reheat, that KFC was kind of good. So hope you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shout out to Grandma. Grandma's be looking out for real. Shout out to Grandma. So, actually, give your grandma a big old hug for me, because she blessed me by bringing you KFC. And if I'm rhyming, I ain't lying, for real. Most of the time, sometimes I do be like, imagining. Oh, thank you. Same to you, for real, actually. For real. So, I'm past 15 minutes, y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. Have some fun today. Wear something fun today, you know. And until next time, be blessed and at peace. All right. Bye.